Hi, josemonkey. My name is Andrew, and I want you to find me.
You asked me to figure out where this video was recorded, so I did. Hi, I'm josemonkey, and I find people who ask to be found. Okay, now that International Week is over, we're going to return to the usual mix of videos from all kinds of places, including the United States. And as we return to doing locations in the United States, I thought it was only fitting that I do one from a parking lot. I know how much you guys missed the parking lot videos during International Week. By the way, just a reminder that if you're watching me here, you can also find me over there, just in case a bunch of misguided, misinformed individuals in Washington decide that we're not allowed to do this thing anymore. So what can we see? By the way, guys, this person, Andrew, introduced themselves at the beginning of the video, so that's helpful so I don't have to keep saying this person over and over. But guys, that's not a requirement, so just do whatever you're comfortable with. The first thing I noticed was that the video was reversed, so I flipped it around. We can see that Andrew is wearing a shirt that says NYC on it. I figured that was almost definitely a red herring, so I completely ignored it. In the background, we can see a US Post Office sign here. Next, we get a glimpse of a McDonald's sign. Then, as Andrew turns the camera, we can see some pretty distinctive buildings here. Next, we see what I assumed was a church. And I made a note of this palm tree next to the church. So I was thinking this might be Texas because, ooh, we've got a flag on the play. Okay, so I'm getting word from the booth that we have a flag because of unreasonable blocking. It looks like Andrew is blocking the surroundings to a pretty unreasonable degree. Now, I know that might sound a bit subjective, but if we look at the rule book here, it says that anytime a person is blocking more than half the screen for more than half the video, that's unreasonable blocking. So let's check the instant replay. And guys, we can see here that even at the points in the video where Andrew is blocking the view the least, it's still pretty bad. How bad? Well, I ran it through the MonkeyTech Blockmaster 3000 script that I wrote that tells us exactly how much of the screen the person is blocking. And it told me that Andrew was taking up no less than 74.58% of the screen. Not cool, bro. Okay, so unnecessary blocking. I think it's like a 15-yard penalty or something, and I guess I get a first down. Anyway, I was thinking this could be Texas based on the architecture of the buildings, but also from the palm tree that I was seeing. And I noticed when I went back to the video that we can see some flags here, and I was pretty sure this one might be a Texas flag. So my first thought here was that maybe I could do some data mining queries to find where there were US post offices that were very close to McDonald's in Texas. And I actually got kind of a short list, but I went through all of them, guys, and none of them looked right. So when that didn't work, I thought maybe I could look for churches that were close to post offices. But guys, I got way too many results for that to be a reasonable way to find this. So I couldn't just go through all the post offices or all the churches or even all the McDonald's. There's over 1,000 of them in Texas. So I went back to the video, and that's when I noticed that we can see another sign here. After squinting at it for a bit, I decided that in this frame, I was thinking that this looks like a Wendy's sign. And there are a lot of Wendy's in Texas also, but far fewer than McDonald's. There's only like 450 of them. So I tried looking for McDonald's that were fairly close to Wendy's restaurants. I couldn't really tell how close together they were, so in this case I defined fairly close as 250 meters. And I got kind of a long list. It was nearly 80 locations to check. But I just brought them up and started looking at each one, thinking that maybe it wouldn't be too bad. And guys, I had only gotten to the 6th one on the list when I noticed that there were some buildings here that looked very similar to the ones that we see in the video close to the post office sign. And when I turned the view around, I could see that there were some buildings that looked like they might be what we saw in the video, and there was also what looked like a church. So I went to check it out, and guys, that was it. You were standing here, in the parking lot of the LDS Church in Edinburgh, Texas. I used Google Street View to confirm this view from the start of the video, this view that shows a bit of the church that we were able to see, and this one other view just for good measure. You were standing right over here, and your truck was parked here. So by the way, my initial query that I did to look for post office buildings that were very close to McDonald's restaurants, that would have worked. But I totally misjudged the distance, because while we can see the post office sign in the video, the building itself is a little bit farther away. So if I just increased my distance, I would have found it that way. Okay, it's time to check which previous location was closest to this one. And this time it was in Season 1, Episode 39, in Matamoros, Tamaulipas, Mexico. That's only about 51 miles or 81 kilometers away from this spot. So we're back in the US for this video, but just barely. Guys, check out the map of all the places I've found for you so far. And while you're on my site, maybe go check out my store if you're into that sort of thing. And if anybody else wants me to find them, record a video where you say, "Find me, josemonkey," or something like that on camera, or hold up a sign that says something similar. And don't forget to tag me in a comment on that video.